pum pum pa tan 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 pa pum pum pa da dun da dee 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 dee. And I'm back. Da dum pum pum. Is that better? Is the stream better? Can you say hello in the chat now? Because I wasn't seeing any chat in the chat box, in the live chat. So if you're in the live chat, say hello. Just type hello in the box. Doesn't matter who you are. Welcome if you're new. If you're one of my regulars, then get in there quick. Say hello. I'm just going to go and I'm just going to open another page here and just delete that little test stream. Hello, 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 hello. The metal detecting channel. Hello, Dermot. Hello. Again, yes. Marlin, you were saying hi. Yeah, I wasn't seeing you on my screen, guys. I am so sorry for that. Literally, when I first went to start the stream, my internet crashed, so the router went down and I had to come back up again. So apologies for that. But there was obviously I had to restart the stream as well because it had obviously caused an error in there, and I couldn't see any of your chat. I could see people viewing, but I couldn't see any of the chat. So my apologies. Good morning, Megan. How are you? Sprays now then. How are you? Yes. Hello, hello, hello. Tony, finding treasure AD. Welcome along, mate. Yeah, Megs, I couldn't see any. There was no chat on my screen here, so I couldn't see anybody saying anything. There was just nothing at all. So yeah, I'm just gonna go into my channel here while I'm just chatting away to you. I can't see the screen, so if you bear with me, I just need to delete that previous chat attempt, and if it's actually up on my channel just yet. And get rid of that before it causes an issue. Yeah, it's there. 4 minutes and 15. We'll delete that one, eh? 4 minutes and 15 selected. Where do I delete this? No. Options. There we go. Delete forever. We'll delete that one forever. I understand. Delete that one forever. Good. Hopefully that's gone. I'm about to come back to you in the chat now. That's successfully deleted, so that's good. Right, I'm back. Oh, dearie me. The metal detecting channel. I'm not actually in Yorkshire, funnily enough. I'm from Yorkshire. I'm from Leeds originally, but I live in Scotland now, and I just thought I would name my channel the Yorkshire Digger because I'm from Yorkshire and I dig holes in ground. So yeah, that's I had a brainstorming session when I was creating my my channel. So yes, that's there you go. Originally from Leeds, but live in Scotland now. So. Southern Searcher, my name is Ash, by the way. Ash, okay, Ash, I've got you, Ash. You might have to repeat that a few times, Ash, to me over the coming weeks and months and years for it to sink in into this noggin here. Lee Kerry, hello, Lee, how are you? Have I missed out? I haven't missed out, have I? So I went to view and now there, bud. Okay. Well, I don't know if you're talking to each other there. So anyway, I'm back. Here we go. Look at that, 10 viewers and 4 likes. Come on, press that like button. Oh, I'm just having a cold drink. I won't tell you what it is in case it gets demonetized, the video. So sprays. Yes, I did hear that Kim Jong-un is possibly dead. Nobody knows for certain, and I think this is the way it went with his father when his father died. it was all very cloak and dagger, as it usually is up in North Korea. But yeah, apparently he went for an operation. I think it was a heart operation, wasn't it? And yeah, a couple of days ago they were saying that, or news was coming out that he was in a vegetative state after the operation, and yeah, apparently now news is coming out that he's dead, which is interesting to say the very least. But yeah, strange news. By all accounts, apparently, if he is, apparently his sister is all set to take over in the interim. Apparently, but yeah, no, we'll have to wait and see for some wait for some official news. I've no doubt there'll be a big funeral if he is dead. But yeah. So yeah, so Australia's starting to open up slowly, and Meg says she's not too sure if it's too early. Yeah, that's what they're saying here as well in the UK. I know one of the political parties is wanting the government to start opening businesses back up, telling businesses they can open back up, so that they don't go down the plug hole, as it were, and the government doesn't think it's a good idea. Personally, I don't think it's a good idea, to be honest with you. It's kind of bad enough at the moment with people still being complete morons and ignoring social distancing. But yeah, I mean, you know, if they open it up and it all goes Pete Tong, then well, I mean, what can you do? No, Megs, nothing here in Scotland as far as I'm aware. There's no relaxation. We're still locked down, as it were. Very little shops are open. There's only one of the local chip shops open, but only for deliveries. But there's been other takeaways have been open since lockdown anyway, but only doing takeaway. So, or not takeaway, delivery. Sorry. Marilyn says it starts relaxing there on the 7th. Is that in Utah, Marilyn? And that's that'll be the 7th of May, won't it? Southern Searcher says plenty of morons around here too, mate. See loads of them out as if nothing is happening. Drives me. Oh, I know. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. But what can you do? You just can't tell some people, unfortunately. They'll always think that they know best, and it's unfortunate. It's not only themselves that they put at risk, and it's usually not themselves that suffer. It's other people that have that come into contact through no choice of their own, come into contact with these people that tend to suffer the consequences, unfortunately, and that's the way it's always been. Excuse me, I'm just just cleaning my glasses here, as you can probably see. Do keep going. I'll just squint to try and see the chat. Yeah, okay. So Marilyn's in Utah. I don't know if anybody knows. Probably most people won't know that she's in Utah at the moment. And yeah, apparently it's looking at relaxing things there on the 7th of May. Meg says, yep, the government developed an app here that you can download and it will tell you, apparently, I'm going to put my glasses on. There we go. Tell you apparently if you're near a person who has the virus or had it between 1.5 meters. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, I think there was talk of something very similar here in the UK. And it makes no sense at all because it only works if people download it. And there'll be people that just won't download it. So you'll still be going past people and not knowing either way. Yeah, Marlon. Yeah, I understand that Utah is quite a sparse area, sparsely not densely populated like the big cities and towns here in the UK at least, and I would imagine places like that in Australia as well. Um, Meg's thinks it's just the government spying. Well, I suppose potentially it could be, couldn't it? Yeah. Tony says, finding treasure AD. My sister-in-law's sister has been diagnosed with it, and she's a midwife at Pinderfields Hospital. Oh goodness. Well, I hope she gets well, Tony. Fenlander 69. Good evening. How are you? Well, apparently 1 million in Australia have downloaded this app already. Yeah. Like I say, I suppose it only really works if people do download it and install it, and there you go. On my front, we're all well here at the moment. Touch wood. Nothing particularly new or interesting to tell you guys. Oh yes, I remember Dermot. Yeah. Oh, that's. Oh, I'm so sorry, mate. Um, yeah, Dermot. I can't. I don't know what to say other than sorry. It's a thing that I don't think you. I think sometimes we some of us we kind of live in our own little bubbles, and you don't know until you don't realise just how serious it is until somebody that you know, even if it's just over the internet, somebody that you know has a relative who catches it, and yeah, I'm sorry, Dermot. Um, Lots of love going out to you and the family, mate. Trixie, hi. Yeah, so I yeah, we're all well here at the moment. So I have got a little bit of footage of the food parcel that we get that I think I'll put online just to give everybody an idea of what the Scottish government here provides us with, because my wife is in the at-risk category because she had cancer last year and she's got other few issues. So yeah, they send us a food package every week. So I'll put that up, and because I've been seeing people in other parts of the UK some of the food packages that they've been getting, and yeah, I just thought I'd put it up so people can see what we're being given. So yeah, Dermot, do you know what, mate? That's a cracking age for anybody to get to, and I've no doubt she had a wonderful life. And the best thing you can do is just remember all the good times, mate. That's the way I've always thought about it when it comes to that time, is just try and remember all the good times that you ever had, and yeah, like I say, sorry, mate. Meg's been on any walks? Has the weather been nice? The weather has been gorgeous. I haven't been on any big walks actually. I've been in and out of Helensburgh just on me exercise walk, but that's about it. I've still got the ecosphere will be going on for a long time, to be perfectly honest with you, and yeah, I'll keep you all updated with that. I'm also going to build something else similar to an ecosphere, but that'll be for another video. I am planning to do a beachcombing walk as well. Like I say, the weather has been absolutely gorgeous, and if it weren't for this lockdown, I would have been out metal detecting the fields and having a whale of a time. But I just can't. I can't risk going out and potentially passing on the virus or even picking it up while I'm out there, really. So Lee Kerry, do you believe this virus started in China? Yes, I do believe it started in China. Yeah, I think it's to do with the Chinese. I believe what they call the wet markets, where they buy stranger foods like bat. I think in China there's quite a long history of eating rather bizarre foods, or taking bizarre animals and treating them as a type of food. And yeah, I fully believe that's where it's come from. Trixie JJ, my son been delivering food parcels. He said that the people that have been donating food is unbelievable. His van was loaded up with donations. Yeah, there is a food bank here in Helensburgh that's doing some great work at the moment. Obviously, there are people out there that still are in a poor financial situations, and they rely on food banks, and fair play. A lot of people have been making donations to them, and yeah, helping everybody get through it, really, basically, at the end of the day. Trump says the China virus. Yeah, he does. Yeah, but listen, let's all remember that Trump says that you can inject disinfectant into people to try and cure it as well, and put UV light inside people's bodies as well, which is just absolutely bizarre. But yeah, there you go. Um, uh, Yeah, again, Metal Detection Channel says it's because they sell wild caught food and not farmed. Yeah, I mean it's potentially exactly that. Um, Marley says fried cockroach on a stick from a street vendor. Don't knock it till you've tried it. Well, unless it gives you, yeah. Anyway, we'll stay off that subject. Uh, Tony, strangest food he's eaten was snake. I couldn't eat snake. We've got two snakes here. My daughter has two snakes. She's got a Western hognose and a corn snake. No, we wouldn't eat snake in this house. Oh, yeah. So now then, gone detecting. How are you, mate? Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah, Meg says they eat anything and everything, and they do. I mean, they eat dogs. I'm sure they eat cat as well, and you know, it's one of those things. Just because we don't eat it doesn't mean to say that somebody else can't eat it. And if they've been eating it for centuries, then it's their choice. You know, I know a lot of people here in the UK want to ban, the trade in dog meat in China, but it's not fantastic, especially when they're stealing dogs off the street. But then again, that's I sometimes think it's for those countries to deal with themselves. But so yeah, yeah, the Western hognose, they're kind of reminiscent, and they do sometimes act like rattlesnakes. Funnily enough, when my daughter first got him, he was a bit angry, and he would make that fake rattlesnake sound if you got too close to him, which is quite funny, because if you got really close to him, he just freaks out and does like a death roll, which was quite funny at the time. Yeah, Megs, you're absolutely right. The way they prepare food, particularly, I believe the dog is quite yeah, brutal to say the least. But yeah, Marilyn says dog is considered a delicacy and reserved for certain classes. Yeah, I wouldn't ever be eating it, to be honest with you. Although you know, I can't say that for certain because it's one of those things. We had a thing, just going off slightly at a tangent here. So we had an issue here in the UK a couple of years ago where it was found that some products, mass-produced products here that were labelled as beef, weren't actually beef. It was actually made with horse meat, and yeah, horse meat had gotten into the system somehow. Nobody knows how. Had gotten into the system and was being labelled as a beef product. And for all we know, most of us here who had been eating the popular products, things like Findus crispy pancakes, that kind of thing. I'm not blaming Findus for this, but yeah, that sort of thing. We'd all been eating it for years and years and years, and you know what? If it was horse meat, hey, you know, I like it. I won't argue. It was very tasty. I know there's a product here. They call it, or I used to call it when I was a kid. I called it steak Canadian. It's like a very thin sliced processed meat, and you fry it and you put it into a sandwich or a minute. I don't think it's minute steak, but we call it a steak Canadian. It wasn't a Canadian steak anyway, but yeah, I believe they were made from horse meat, and I could eat a full box of those. There's 10 in a box, and I could eat a full box in one sitting. Super tasty things, but yeah, and this is the way it is. You know, we would knock the UK people of the UK would generally knock the French for eating snails. I mean, snails is disgusting to me. I've never eaten it, but it sounds disgusting to me. I just doesn't sound appetizing at all. But you know, horses for courses, as they say. Fenlander, anybody got a Nocta Simplex? Was thinking of getting one. Do you know what, Fenlander? I've been looking at that machine myself, and I noticed I need to do some more homework and look up some more videos. But I noticed it has a beach setting on there as well. I'm kind of umming and ahhing. I need to save up money as usual. I just don't have the cash to go out and buy a metal detector. I'll have to save up for it. But I am honestly thinking about getting one. Because it looks like a pretty good machine, I must admit. Dermot says he wouldn't eat horse meat. No. Oh, sprays. Oh, very good. Oh, very droll. Horse meat gives you the runs. Marilyn says couldn't be worse than Vegemite. Yeah, Tony's thinking about getting a Nocta Simplex. Hey, if a Nocta supplier is watching this and they want to send one to me, and I'll do a bit of review and a bit of promotion for you, then by all means, you send me a Nocta Simplex, and I'll give it a crack once this lockdown's over. Oh, you've got one, have you, Gone Detecting? Gone Detecting is James. He's a fellow that I met a couple of years ago. We met bottle digging, actually. Yeah, I don't like Marmite either. I think it's rank, absolutely rank. Yeah, Marilyn, absolutely right. A completely acquired taste. One I will never acquire. What was I watching this week? I'll tell you what I watched a couple of nights ago, actually. I watched Under the Skin, starring Scarlett Johansson. and that is an absolutely cracker of a film. If anybody's ever seen that, it was filmed in and around Glasgow, but yeah, fascinating. Yeah, James is saying that the Nocta Simplex vibrates, has light, and the pinpoint is like a bullseye. Sounds like a really interesting machine. Like I say, I think I need to watch a few more videos and see what it's like on the beach, because I think you all know I like my beach detecting, but if I can get something that'll do beach and land, that'd be great, and it'll just add to my arsenal of the Golden Mask as well. Yeah, Marilyn, I'm missing being able to take the detector out as well. To be perfectly honest with you, it's becoming quite a downer actually. But you know, it is what it is, and we can only do what we can do. So yeah, James Gone Detecting says don't know how they make much profit. You'd be surprised, James, actually, especially when you make something good and sell it in big numbers. Stack it high and sell it cheap, so they say, and that's the way to make the profits. Meg's watched Till Death Us Do Part with Alf Garnett. Yeah, it was. It's a comedy very much of its time. Not particularly PC nowadays, but yeah, it has its funny moments. Yeah, Fenlander, I agree. It does look like a more expensive machine actually. Oh, it's waterproof as well. Well, I didn't know that. Yeah, like I say, if I can get saved up, and I'll certainly it's on my possibilities list. I think to get one of those. Trixie has watched all episodes of Catweasel, The Telling Bone, and Electricary. John Knight says he needs to upgrade, still using Viking 6, but the one before mine. All right, okay. Hey, I can't argue with my Viking. It served me really well and still serves me now. It's a cracking machine, I must admit, and it's really good on the beach. I was surprised how good it is on the beach. Yeah, so I like I said, well, oh gosh, look, we're half an hour into it at the moment, so and my drink's going down really fast. Yeah, I obviously I can't get out detecting at the moment. Yeah, it's a case of trying to find things to fill time. I've still to have a crack at the RC car actually. Um, I might do that tomorrow as it goes. And I know the tides are coming in early at the moment as well, so I might definitely. I think I'm going to say. In fact, I tell you what I'll do. Just while I'm here, I'll just have a quick nosy at the tide times and see if we can get out for a bit of a beach comb. Didn't put enough information in there. There we go. There we go. So, where are we? Monday. Low tide is 9 a.m. Goodness gracious, that's awful early. 9:44 on Tuesday. Well, I tell you what, it's going to be one day this week. Maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. I think I might take you for a little beach comb, and we'll experience a bit of the fresh air and see if there's some sunshine as well. Weather's supposed to change here this week, but we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, sprays. Do you know what? I kind of had set my heart on the Minelab Sovereign. Um, but like I say, I saw this Simplex Plus the other day and I just thought, that looks quite good. And like I say, it's an all-rounder. So, but like I say, I've yet to watch the videos of it in operation on a beach, just to give me an idea of what it's like on the beach. But yeah, I think it. If I can get saved up, it's going to replace the. It will replace what I was going to get the sovereign. So stay tuned. Anyway, that's if I can save up. Finland, I may get rid of my 250 and C-scope CS4 Pi and get the all-rounder. Do you know, initially I was looking at a CS4 Pi, but I got to reading about it and I thought it just seems like a lot of hard work. Apparently you have to just dig every single signal that you get, because there's no discrimination with it. And yeah, I got the Viking instead, a bit cheaper as well, obviously. But yeah, I went for the Viking, and I kind of got used to the Viking. You know, listening through headphones, I could hear the difference between. You know, I could distinguish between rust iron and coins. So for me, it worked out brilliantly. James would be there at 7 a.m. and walk out with the tide. Yeah, no, that's far too early for me, mate. Dearie me. Yeah, Megs, that's some collection he's got, to tell you. I would have an absolute whale of a time with that lot. I'd probably end up crashing it all, but yeah, I'd have a whale of a time doing it. Trixie says, yeah, go Wednesday, please. It's my 60th. Make me believe I'm on the beach. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. Listen, I will go out on Wednesday morning and I will beachcomb, and I'll put the... hopefully I'll get the video up on Wednesday night. And, yeah. Marilyn took the grandkids out to the Great Salt Lake right at the beginning of the flats where they go for the land speed records. The weather finally turned off nice. Yeah, it did look lovely actually. I'd love to go there to the salt flats and see where they do the speed runs. That would be some day out, I think. Although I think I would probably need plenty of beer and a lot of shade, because I burn quite easy. Yeah, so like I say, we'll go for a beachcomb on Wednesday, and yeah, you're absolutely right, James. I never write checks that my body can't cash. I'm working on credit now. Oh dear. Yeah, so we'll go for a beachcomb Wednesday, and I'll have a play with the RC car. See if I'm desperate to get this thing running, and failing that, we'll hit it with a hammer. I did look to see if it was possible to convert it to an electric RC car, but it costs as much to convert it as it would be to just buy like a Tamiya RC car. So yeah, I'll give that up as a bad idea. John Knight just says water. Right, weird. That's weird, John. Whatever that is, I don't know, mate. Oh, water to drink and not beer. Yeah, no. I do like a glass of beer in the sunshine, but yeah, that's me. So what's everybody else been up to this week anyway? I'm sat here waffling away and James has got a big Jeep and a boat in the loft. What did I think of the T2 that I used? Yeah, that's the one that Simon loaned me. And the day that he loaned me it, he left it with me so that I could use it. I was going to try it on my farm permission, but obviously the lockdown literally came the next day, so I couldn't get out and use it. And it's still sat over in the corner next to my other machines. Yeah, it was an interesting one on the beach, actually. I do want to try it on the land and see what it's like. But obviously, I'm going to have to wait until this lockdown has been lifted somewhat so that I can give it a proper try. Marilyn's refinishing some antique garden furniture. Hey, you know, we're doing things that keep us busy. I was telling you, Marilyn, that I've been sprucing up my little car, my little Toyota Corolla. And just the other day, I bought some black spray paint for. I was telling you, for doing my windscreen wiper arms, because they're just flaking, going a little bit rusty here and there. So I was going to sand them back and prime them and respray them in black. And Megs is doing nothing as we're still in lockdown. Couldn't even leave our suburb, or a $1,300 fine. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy, Megs. Fenlander's still self-shielding, so nothing much. Can't wait to get back to work. Yeah. It's crazy, isn't it, when you're at work and you think, you know, you'd love to just have time to yourself and just do nothing all day. And the moment you get a chance to do nothing all day, it's you want to go back to work. Yeah, Marilyn. Yeah, absolutely right. My daughter's been cooking away like a good one, and I've been having a little try at something. I made some chocolate fudge the other day, which I was quite chuffed with. So I'm going to make some. It was chocolate fudge with crushed walnuts on the top, which is quite nice. And I'm going to make some more with cherries in this time, because Pam likes cherries. So yeah, just a really simple little 2-ingredient chocolate fudge. It's lovely. And James has got 2 chais to keep him busy. Are they dogs, James? Megs, I've been cleaning a lot, doing the garden and stuff like that. Yeah, we don't even have a garden here, Megs. It's literally a car park and a bit of grass behind the flat, and that's it. Pam's got a couple of garden window boxes outside on the front there, but we need new plants, and you can't really buy plants anywhere at the minute. So unless you want to queue for a couple of hours. James, my wife said she's glad it gets to work. I'd need to put sat nav on. Find the kitchen. Yes, Megs, the supermarkets have settled down. It's quite strange. We're going through different weeks. There'll be a shortage of different things, and it's really quite strange. A product that I need for my my chocolate fudge, it's 2 ingredients. So it's chocolate, 300 grams. Is it 300 grams? Yeah, 300 grams of chocolate and 400 grams of condensed milk, and that's it. You just mix the 2 together in a pan, warm it up slowly, and mix it together, and that's that. Anybody can do it. Brilliant recipe, really easy. Add whatever you want to it, you know, nuts or fruit or whatever you want. But yeah, all of a sudden we can't get hold of condensed milk. Everywhere is sold out of condensed milk. It's the bizarrest thing. Normally there's stacks of it on the shelves. It's not a lot of people use condensed milk, but all of a sudden everybody's using condensed milk. My daughter wanted to. She's going to have a go at making. She's got a sourdough starter going at the moment, and you'll like this. She's called the sourdough starter. She's called it Joe Biotic. Yeah, she's managed to get some flour now the other day, so we're gonna have a go at making sourdough pizzas, which should be good because she's got an iron skillet to make them in. So yeah, but yeah, she's been having fun cooking, and she does some good cooking actually, does my daughter. So Fenlander69 says, how does a Yorkshireman end up in Scotland? Well, I'll tell you, it's quite a long story. So I met my wife when I lived in Leeds. My wife's from Leeds as well, and we lived in Leeds together. Then our daughter was born, and where we lived in Leeds wasn't a fantastic place. It wasn't a particularly nice place. We liked it, but it wasn't a particularly nice place. And we had some bad experiences there. I had a car stolen, and yeah, I had a work van broken into, and then we had the house that we lived in burgled, and it was just became a nightmare. So we decided that we wanted to move. And my wife's sister, she was living in Northern Ireland with her husband, who she'd met and married. She'd been married to him she had been married to him for many years by that stage. So we decided to make the move, and we moved to Northern Ireland, and that was in 2000. Yeah, in 2000. And we lived there for 15 years. 16 years? 15 years. And yeah, our daughter grew up there and went to school there, and I worked there at several places, including the airport, Belfast International and Belfast City. And then my wife's sister moved to Scotland. She left her husband and met a new chap, and she moved to Scotland, and we were still there in Northern Ireland. And my wife was her sister was a great help. My wife had suffered with the ataxia, which is like a brain, a virus on the brain. And yeah, her sister was a great help, and they're kind of very close, so they become more and more close as we live with them live near her in Northern Ireland. And then she moved here, and we decided that my daughter had a bad experience where she worked. She was involved in an armed robbery, and she had some issues with her mental health because of that. And we decided that we'd had enough of it, and we needed to make a break again for her. So we decided to move here to Scotland, where my wife's sister lived, and we moved in with them, with my wife's sister and her chap for about the first year, until we got a place given to us by an emergency place given to us by the council, which is actually just over the road from where we live now. And then about 6 months into that, we got offered this flat that we're in now, and yeah, we've been in this flat for about 3 years now. So yeah, absolutely love it. Wouldn't move anywhere again now. But yeah, that's that, and that's the story of how we came to live in Scotland. Oh, James, no, I'm not trying to fried Mars bar. It's just wrong, is that, in my book? Sound Scratcher Brian now then, how are you? Is boardless at the moment in Scarbados. Made a bull roarer today. What's a bull roarer? That must be a local thing to Scarborough. Yeah, Marilyn, they've kind of like a one-way system. So you go up one aisle and down the next, and up the next and down the next. In most of the supermarkets here, some of them you have to abide by it. Some of the supermarkets are quite big, so the aisles are quite wide, so you can avoid people, quite well. But some of the smaller ones, it's impossible, and you try and do your best, but you get idiots who just walk right past you. And as I experienced, me and my daughter experienced there the other day. So. Yeah, well, thank you, Megs. It is quite a beautiful spot, and we keep telling ourselves that we are so lucky to live here. It really is very, very special. Oh, Marilyn, fried Twinkies. Oh my God! Do you know what? I first tried a Twinkie when I was at the airport, and we used to clean the Continental Airlines aircraft, and occasionally you'd find a Twinkie still wrapped in the wrapper on a seat. So I picked one up one day and opened it up and took a bite out of it. I fell in love with a Twinkie right there and then. Oh my God! I mean, they're incredibly bad for you, but my God, it's some taste, I tell you. I can't imagine what they're like fried. Yeah, James, I'll see you in a bit, mate. Yeah. Sun Scratcher Bryce says Croc Dundee twirls it on a bit of string. It makes a noise. Oh right, yeah. I think some people find them made from lead. They've usually got 4 holes in, and they've got like a spiked edge. They call them a whirligig, and you put a string through and you twist it, and it makes a woo 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 sort of noise. I know what you mean. Simon, now then, Simon, how are you? Simon, I think we jinxed it. You know, that day we went detecting. I think we jinxed it. We must have caused the lockdown because it was in effect the next day. Oh, I've decided that I'm not going to do the Wednesday night live stream as well. Oh, you've made it of wood, have you? Sound Scratcher, right? Okay. Yeah, I've decided I won't do the Wednesday night live stream because I mean, it's difficult enough trying to find stuff to talk about with you guys during the current climate as it is, but yeah, it's even harder when I have to do it twice a week. That sounds terrible, doesn't it? God, I do sound interesting, don't I? Yeah, I tell you, Simon, I honestly believe it's our fault, you know. Megs, I don't know. I tell you what, I did watch. I just finished watching last night, actually. What We Do in the Shadows, the comedy vampire film from New Zealand with Taika Waititi. I watched the end of that last night. That is such a funny film. It's absolutely hilarious. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what tonight's movie is going to be, but I keep saying I'm going to start watching Father Ted as well. I might just start watching Father Ted from the beginning. Watch the whole series, the whole shebang, as they say, because I do like Father Ted as well. And I do like my horror films as well. So I've got Amazon Prime at the moment, so I'm kind of watching I'm watching a lot of the free stuff on there at the moment. So and Pam likes Jurassic Park, and they've got the first 3 Jurassic Park films on Amazon Prime at the minute. So she's watching those. I think Marilyn. I think Simon Strike, and he'll correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's based off a Volkswagen Beetle engine. Megs, yes, I have to watch it. Connected to him on Instagram. Funny dude. Yeah, I think we're talking about What We Do in the Shadows. Yeah, if you've not seen it, Megs, you have to see it. It is hilariously funny. It is really good fun. And actually, I've seen. I don't know if you've seen Jojo Rabbit. Yeah, if you've not seen Jojo Rabbit, then give that a watch as well, because it's a wonderful film. It's funny in places and it's heartbreaking in others. It really is a great film. Yorkshire Explorer says watch Vikings on Prime. Do you know I've seen clips of that. I might give it a watch. I might give it a watch and see if I can get into it. It looks quite good, I must admit. Although I'm supposed to watch what's that other thing with oh god, that other big one went on for 8 series. I can't even remember the name of it now. So somebody will tell me. It's that thing with all the different families and the little short guy is in it as well. But it's all set in like fantasy place. I can't remember what they call it. I was supposed to watch that as well. I never got around to watching that. Game of Thrones. There you go. Got it. Game of Thrones. Brain kicked in eventually. Oh dear, Simon's broken his trike. Oh dear. Oh, Megs doesn't like. Why don't you like Vikings, Megs? Oh dear me. Oh, well, his daughter killed the battery on the Thunderbird. Oh dear. Steve Banicki. Hello, Steve. How are you, sir? Well, we're 51 minutes into it. As usual, we do about an hour on a Sunday night. So we've got about 10 minutes left here at the moment. So. Oh, and I've just noticed I'm completely out of focus. Isn't that terrible? I'm completely out of focus now. If I sit back here, do I come into focus? Or if I come forward, do I come into focus? Yeah, that's me back into focus there now. There we go. No, back out of focus. Oh, well, anyway, whatever. Oh, Meg says it's too violent. She likes she likes call the midwife. Oh, dear. That's one I wouldn't watch, Megs, unfortunately. that's not my scene. Oh, dear. I love comedy. I love as you probably all know, I love horror films as well. And yeah, I've got taste in everything really. Ah, right. You like the period dramas? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I like. Tell you what we're watching today. Me and Pam were watching a bit of. I can't remember his name now. Columbo. Yeah, I've always been a fan of Columbo, so me and Pam watched a bit of Columbo today, and yeah, I do like. I do like Columbo. I love the way he figures stuff out, and I love the way that he winds people up. He knows who's done it. He pretty much knows from the start, but he loves to wind people up, pretending that he doesn't know. Yeah, I've like I say, I was a fan of horror since since I was a kid really, since the 70s. My dad used to we used to stay at my dad's on a weekend when I was about in the 1970s, probably in about 76, 75, 76. My dad would pick us up on a weekend and he would go out to the pub on a Saturday night, and then he would come home with a Chinese, and we'd all sit around and eat Chinese and watch the film, the late night horror film that was on usually on BBC, I think it was, and it was probably the Werewolf or Frankenstein or Dracula, something like that. And yeah, I kind of grew up watching those films every weekend, and I grew a love of horror from that. And then came the 80s, and we got a video recorder, and I used to go to the video shop and hire the video nasties, the Evil Dead and Driller Killer and all the great films, Friday the 13th, all those films, just love them to bits. Texas Chainsaw Massacre is one of my favourites, and yeah, all the zombie films as well. Return of the Living Dead, I absolutely love Return of the Living Dead, and Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead as well. Great films, but yeah. Yeah, Megan, Ray Harryhausen again. When I was little, I used to watch the old Harryhausen films as well. Love them to bits. Love that stop motion work is absolutely amazing. Yeah, Fenlander, the old Hammer films. Yeah, I love them to bits as well. Like I say, they'll sort of Dracula AD 79 and stuff like that. Oh, amazing films. And then, of course, when we were kids as well, we'd watch things like Tales of the Unexpected as well. Megs, I saw The Exorcist when I was too young, scared me for life. Yeah, Marilyn Bruce Campbell is a fantastic actor, and Ash, the character he plays in The Evil Dead, is just it's out of this world. It really is. And yeah, when I saw The Evil Dead for the first time, I rented it on video. I think I was probably about 11 or 12, I think. And I think I was 12, and I rented it from the video shop. There was no rules as to how old you had to be back then. There was no certificates for videos because they were that new. And and yeah, I rented The Evil Dead and watched it as a 12-year-old, and you can imagine watching that as a 12-year-old, and I was just hooked. And I used to buy a magazine, Marilyn. You'll know this magazine. It's called Fangoria, and it's a horror magazine, an American horror magazine. And they used to look at all the special effects and talk to all the special effects creators, and yeah, a big love for practical special effects as well in films. Simon Debbie does Dallas. Give over, Simon. Yeah, Megan, you don't need to ask what that one's about, I'm sure. Yeah, yeah. Like I say, in my early teens, I used to play around with practical effects and stuff. I wish I had a camera at the time, but I never had a camera to document any of it. It's one of those things you sometimes don't realise when you're growing up. Yeah, indeed, Stan Winston, another one of the greats. My favourite Evil Dead, the first one. Um, uh, Nothing since that has been bettered. I don't think. Um, it is a what they call a tour de force of filmmaking. I don't think I think everything you need to make a horror film is in that film. Um, some people say there's far too much blood and guts. I say it's the right level. It's the right balance. Um, and it's got some really dark, twisted moments in it. But yeah, absolutely fantastic film. I'll tell you one which a modern film that scared me quite significantly actually was, and I often don't get scared by films, but it had quite an effect. Was The Grudge with Sarah Michelle Gellar. There's a couple of moments in that film that really sort of struck a fear in me, and I think it's one of those primeval fears that you get that you can't quite put your finger on. But yeah, The Grudge with Sarah Michelle Gellar is another superb film for a modern film. It's very very well made, and it's a remake as well. I think it was a Korean film originally called Ju-on, but yeah, superb film. Marilyn, I haven't watched Bubba Hotep. No, I keep meaning to. I keep meaning to try and find it actually. But yeah, I will look it up without doubt at some stage. Right, boys and girls. Well, just coming up to 59 minutes, so we've got about a minute left. As and comedy films, yeah, as well. A good love of comedy, and I do like musicals as well. Funnily enough, um, The Blues Brothers is probably one of my favourite comedy musical films. Absolute again, a film that I watched when I was very young, and Even to this day, I could probably sit and sing through every song that's in the film. But yeah. And probably again in my teens, Footloose, with the good old Kevin Bacon. Who doesn't like Kevin Bacon? But yeah, I absolutely love Footloose. And Pam likes what's the one with where you don't put baby in the corner? What do they call that film? Somebody's going to tell me here in 2 seconds. Look, unless my brain kicks in. My brain's failing me miserably tonight. Marlon Bubba Hotep at a black JFK in a wheelchair and an Elvis in a nursing home chasing a mummy. Now I definitely have to see it. Dirty Dancing. There you go. I've got it before any of you got it as well. Yeah, funnily enough, I've got quite a love for Dirty Dancing as well. I do like that film. But yeah. Right, boys and girls. Fenlander says Footloose was the first film he saw in the pictures on his own. Oh, mate. It's a great film, and it's a great film because it's got a great soundtrack. I absolutely love the entire soundtrack to that film. Is just absolutely brilliant. But yeah. Right, boys and girls, I am going to love you and leave you for this evening. Like I say, I am going to go out on. I'm going to go out on Wednesday, and we'll do a bit of a beach comb on Wednesday. Have a look around, see what the weather's like that day, and yeah, I'll see you all then. So until then, everybody stay safe, and if you can't find something to entertain yourself, then give me a shout, and we'll go out for a pint. If only. All right, boys and girls, I will love you and leave you, and see you on the next one. All right, bye for now.